Anytime that I am home, and this was the case in February when I was snowed in. Right now, it's just, I feel like crap. I take advantage of the fact that I'm home and I do videos. So, congratulations. You're going to be inundated with video uh, crap from me earlier than normal. Now, there's power rankings being released that I saw. And power rankings in the playoffs to me are kind of weird. Because, let me just give you an example of why. Toronto and Washington are tied at 1. Boston and Ottawa are tied at 1. Does this mean that these 4 teams are playing worse than St. Louis right now? Or does it mean that these teams match evenly with each other and St. Louis is a bad matchup for Minnesota? This is my issue. So, I'm bringing this back to the board. Likely champs. Based on where the series are right now and the road forward for the teams, I'm saying here are the most likely Stanley Cup champions. At number 16, Columbus. Let's go ahead and zoom in a bit on that. Come on, you can zoom in more than that, can't you? Stupid thing. All right. It's number 16. I would put Columbus. Trying to think if I have a bigger logo to use for that. Or I could just do this. So number 16, I have Columbus. There's the Jackets. Number 15, Minnesota. And Minnesota I rate as being easier because if Columbus does somehow get past Pittsburgh, they likely have to face Washington in the next round. Number 15 is Calgary. They're down 2-0. The odds of them coming back and beating Anaheim are slim. Because they'll have to win a couple in Anaheim is likely, and that's not likely. Ask the Calgary announcers whether or not they don't think Calgary's going to win it. Number 13, I have Chicago. I apologize for the zoom in, zoom out thing that's going to happen with this. But I have Chicago at 13, and it's too bad because if Chicago's still down here as Washington over Chicago, until, as I've said yesterday, until these teams are eliminated, they're staying on this board because I'm sticking with my predictions, even as unlikely as they look. Number 12, I have Toronto. Toronto I rate higher than Chicago right now because Toronto's in a 1-1 tie, Chicago's down 0-2, and they're going to Nashville. Odds are Chicago's out the first round. That's the only reason I have Toronto right now as a more likely Stanley Cup champion than Chicago. But let's think about that for a second. In January, if I had said after the first 2 to 3 games of the playoffs, Toronto's going to have a better shot at winning the Cup than Chicago, Minnesota, or Columbus, you guys would have wanted me committed. Rightfully so. Number 11, I have Boston. They haven't looked great, and they got a lot of injury problems. They called up a couple guys from the minors to play tonight, and that blue line is just decimated. You can afford to lose Carlo. You can afford to lose Krug. You can afford to lose McQuaid. You can afford to lose Colin Miller. You can't afford to lose all 4. And that's where Boston's at right now. So that's why I've got them at 11. Number 10, I have San Jose. Based on last night's result and last night's result only, for San Jose now to take out Edmonton, they have to win 3 out of 4. And I don't think they're going to do that. So that's why they're at 11. Or at 10. At 9, the Rangers. I took the Rangers to knock out Montreal. I'm still fine with that prediction. But as things stand right now, the odds of the Rangers overcoming Montreal slim. Ottawa, I have at 8th. I do think Ottawa knocks Boston out. I think it helps that Boston's defense has been decimated with injury. I also think it helps that Ottawa's just playing a really sound team game. They're playing Ottawa hockey right now. Number 7, Nashville. Nashville is apparently on the road to knocking out Chicago. I don't know that that makes them a Cup favorite, or if that means that Chicago's just snake bit right now. And I don't know if Rene keeps this up and they score the first round upset, I don't know that he continues into round 2 because every round is different. And they'd have to face these guys. St. Louis. I've got St. Louis ahead of Nashville just because St. Louis finished ahead of Nashville And I think St. Louis is the better team between the two. But it's close. It is very, very close. Number 5, I have the Oilers. Yep. Yep. They are good. They are capable. I don't know that they win it, but they're capable. Number 4, I have Montreal. I hate Carey Price. I really do. Because he is the best goaltender in the league when he puts his mind to it. And he's getting hot at the right time. Number 3, I have the Ducks. They've got a 2-0 series lead on Calgary. They likely end up knocking Calgary out. I'm still thinking in 4 or 5. And probably get a rest. So whichever team between Edmonton and San Jose wins, Anaheim probably has an easy-ish time with them. Easy-ish meaning 5 or 6 games. Number 2, I have Washington. Yeah, they got a split against Toronto. It's not condemnation of Washington that they're in a 1-1 series tie with Toronto going into tonight. It's Toronto's that good. Toronto's been good all year. And anytime that I've done videos talking about it, I have rightfully had people questioning my objectivity and whether or not I'm trying to make this channel blow up faster than it would otherwise. It's no secret that when I talk about the Leafs, views go up. And for me to say, well, the Leafs are legit, it could easily be seen by a cynic as, well, Shannon's selling out. He's trying to, ratchet this thing up faster than he otherwise would. Toronto is good enough. That's why they're here. And that's why Washington is still up here. Washington, in my eyes, is still good. It's just they got to get past these guys. Number 1, the defending Stanley Cup champions. I have to move all these down, apparently. I don't friendly giant very well. I really don't. But the most likely Stanley Cup champs are Pittsburgh. The Penguins, let me go ahead and move this. Let's go ahead and move this close to the board. There you go, guys. So, I'm not going to do a power rankings per se because it's going to end up looking a lot like this. But for me, it's most likely champs. Like, for instance, I give Anaheim an easier road than Montreal because Montreal would still have to go through Pittsburgh or Washington. Whereas Anaheim likely has either St. Louis or Nashville and Edmonton to go through. So for me, Anaheim has an easier time than Montreal. So that's how I'm looking at this. And for teams that are down 0-2 or 0-3, they're really going to have to expend a lot of energy to get back into it. Chicago's capable of it. They did it in 2011. They didn't win the series, but they came back from 0-3 down to get it 7 games against the Canucks. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And yes, because I've stayed home sick from work, I'm making myself work here for you guys. Because I can't just lay in bed and sleep like I probably should. But, I got work to do. And if my main job isn't possible due to some digestive distress, then I'm going to work for you guys. Because it's easier for me to sit here and talk to you guys for, as it stands right now, 8.5 minutes than it is for me to walk around a warehouse for 8.5 hours. That's probably not going to happen. That's just not going to work when I don't feel well. Alright, thank you very much for watching. As I said, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Come back. Lots of content. And yes, non-playoff teams, I have not forgotten you. I will be getting into more discussions on you guys in the coming few days. So keep checking back for updates on what I'm doing videos on. And yes, thank you very much for watching. And I'll talk to you all again soon.